this video, I'm going to show you how to create custom icons on your iPad and how to transfer them into Figma in order to use them in a real project. But before we dive in, I want to let you know that I have a brand new class out on Skillshare all about getting the most out of components in Figma. We cover auto layout, variants, Boolean properties, text properties, and so many more tips. So if you want to get really good at components in Figma once and for all, then I'll leave the link in the description box below for you to check out the class. Okay, now back to these custom icons. First, let's just doodle a few icons here in Procreate. I'm just going to jot down what I'm gonna do. Let's do edit, save, share, download, favorite, and comment. Okay, now on a new layer, I'm gonna pick a pencil that I really actually want to use. I think either this one or this one. Let's see. Yeah, I think this will be good. Okay, so just going to clear that and then we'll get started. And I'm just doing them each on a different layer just to make life easier later. I'm also making sure that these are all generally the same size and line thickness. That way, when they're used together in the same project, they feel, you know, sort of part of the same family. This heart really isn't coming out how I want it, so I think I'm going to grab an icon that already exists and draw on top of it as kind of a guide. Okay, now let's export these. I am actually first going to turn off the layers that I don't want. And then when I go to share, I'm going to do PNG files. And that means that it's going to export the layers individually. Then I'm just gonna airdrop those to my computer and drop them into Figma. So we're gonna need to crop them. So I'm just going to select each one, go to image, crop, and then we will crop it as close as you can without cutting any of the image off. They don't have to be perfectly square or anything like that. We will worry about that later. Okay, that one's done. Okay, perfect. Now let's choose a size for the frame that we want to use for this icon component. 16 by 16 is usually good for icons. And then let's just grab our first one and put it inside this frame. So I am just going to center it just as well as I can within there. I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna be able to make it a bit bigger. Okay, awesome. Now I'm just gonna make sure that this frame has no fill because we want it to be a transparent background. Now we'll just select this, hit Command Option K, and now it is a component. Now let's test out how this looks before we add the other variants. I'm just gonna pull in this button component and let's add this icon to it as kind of like a component within a component. So I'm just going to quickly turn on auto layout, and that way we can really just make sure that this is spaced properly. Let's give it a little bit more room on either side. Awesome, that's looking good. Now to match the line quality of this, I'm actually gonna choose medium instead of semi-bold. Okay, that's looking good. So now we have this button here, and let's add some more variants to this icon so that we can make this button component even more versatile. And if you're interested in auto layout or going even deeper on any of this stuff, make sure to check out that Skillshare class because I go a lot slower and in a lot more detail in case you want a little bit more info there. Okay, so now let's add some variants. I am just going to select on this icon component here, go over to properties, and add a variant, and then we're going to hit the plus button to actually add these variants. So now we have a second one here. It just duplicated from the first one, and I am going to double click in so I'm only selected on the actual artwork, and I'm going to delete it. But as you can see, we still have the frame here. So now I am going to grab another one of these and I'm going to paste it right inside there. So that's looking pretty good. If we zoom out, they seem to be mostly sort of the same size and line quality. We might want to make this just a bit smaller. Yeah, actually that's looking good. Okay, so now we just want to do the same exact thing for the other four. Now we just need to make sure that all of these are named correctly. So we're gonna go over here to the current variant and we can rename the property maybe type. So then we'll call this one edit, call this one comment, share, download, favorite, and save. Now let's go back to our button. We're going to click into this component within the component, and we're going to come over here, and if you see this button here, this is the instance swap button. So I'm going to press that and we'll call it icon swap. Okay. And then we can go through all of the different icons. So we can easily change this to share. And now we can create a bunch of different buttons, just depending on what we need. So now the great thing is this single button component can turn into any of these buttons, and all using your custom icons that you created. You can get much more funky with these icons. I really just used kind of like the pencil texture. I wanted them to look a little bit more hand done, but you could do a bunch of colors. You could go crazy with them and make something that really stands out for yourself or whatever cool brand that you're working for. And there you have it. I really hope that this was helpful for you. If you did like this video, then you'll probably also enjoy the new Skillshare class that I mentioned before, streamlining your components in Figma. I'll leave it linked below so that you can check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!